floor is yours.
Oh, Toronto, wow. Thank you all for coming out. Wow, y'all look awesome for this early. First, I need to thank a few people and recognize a few people. I want to thank my creator for allowing us all to come together and for giving Carl Dyckman this vision and this awesome company that he's allowed us to be a part of. I also want to recognize my team, Empire and T2 Fitspire. Where are you guys? Thank you for coming into Beachbody in my life and allowing me to become part of yours. And I also want to give a special thanks to my mentor, my friend, Barbie Decker. Without her, I would not be here today. Okay, so, wow. Okay, so if you would tell me I would be here today, if you would have told me this 5 or 6 years ago, I would have probably slapped you. Because I thought you were either lying or crazy. Seriously, least likely to succeed, I'm the last person that I would think would be even remotely successful. I come from inner city Chicago. I grew up there. We never knew anybody of means. As a matter of fact, we were poor. My earliest memories were sitting on the floor of Goodwill trying on clothes, over our clothes, because there was no dressing room there. So we were lucky to have enough to eat at night. Some days my parents worked without, so we could have. And it was 3 of us. And 2 of us girls, we shared one room, and then my sister, she had her other room. We grew up in a small house, like modest, really modest family. My message today is that no matter where you have come from, no matter what your background is, no matter where you are today, you can be who you want to be tomorrow and today. Beachbody has given me so much. It has, most of all, I think it has given me the ability to dream bigger and to allow those dreams to flourish and come to fruition. I was, my dad, I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but my parents, they weren't perfect, right? We all have back, we all have crack. My dad was a very, very intense person, super intense, and he was very, driven, and he drove his kids probably a little harder than he should have. And my earliest memories, some of him, I remember him sitting, teaching me how to read and tie my shoes. And at the same time, there was a dichotomy because when I grew older, he also would tell me that what I'm doing isn't good enough and I would never amount to anything. And that if I didn't follow a certain path, I was nothing. And I would always be nothing to anybody, and I would never achieve anything. So, I have not had a perfect life. I don't think anybody has. But you can be whatever you want. And I'm going to come to that. So, fast forward, I found Beachbody when I was going through the divorce from hell and I was 185 pounds. And I found Beachbody and I started, interacting on the message boards and said, okay, let me get this, what is this thing on the other thing? So I'm going to get it. So I did that, and I was, talking to my coach on the message boards, and she kept asking me if I heard about coaching and Shakeology and all this. I'm like, no, what is that? It sounds like some kind of, scam or whatever. So anyways, they were, I remember telling my husband, I think I'm going to try this coaching thing. I don't know what this is about, and I'm going to try to do it. So anyways, so fast forward, so I became a coach, and coaching led me to personal development, which I think is even more important than the workouts, even more important than anything you can do with business is working on yourself, okay? So 2 years ago, my dad became very, very ill. And I had started on my personal development journey, and I had learned the power of forgiveness. Forgiveness for yourself, forgiving other people for their transgressions and things like that. And I had a lot of resentment in my heart built up against my dad. And I mean, even though we were on speaking terms, it just made it hard because he was ill, and a lot of times he was not in his right mind. He was just doing things with his body, like he was smoking, he had cancer, he had all these things going on, and he used to go to the doctors and things like this. And so it was very hard, and I had to forgive him for me, and I had to release him from the pain and the anger and the bitterness and the resentment that I was feeling. So that started my personal development journey. And in 2012 at Summit, like he had been in and out of the hospital, right? So June 2012, I had two coaches. They were in the finals of the Beachbody Challenge, so I had to be there for them. I was speaking at our Empire team meeting, so I had to be there. And my dad had been in and out of the hospital, like I knew he was sick, and in the back of my mind, I knew he didn't have much time left. And so the phone rings the morning I'm supposed to give a presentation at 3 in the morning. And you know, it is never ever good when your phone rings at 3 in the morning. So I pick up my cell phone, like in a dead sleep, and my sister's on the phone. She's hysterical. And I'm just like, what are they talking about? What is wrong with you? And then, so sat in bed, she's like, Dad went downstairs in the basement, put a pillow on the floor, and shot himself in the chest. Okay? So here I am in Vegas, I'm halfway across the flipping country. My dad tried to commit suicide. So I had a couple options. I could, play $1 million for a flight and fly home. Or I could freak out and just not give the presentation and not be there for my teammates. But because I had already come to terms with a lot of things in my past with regards to my dad, and we patched up our relationship, at least in my mind, I had released myself from the hatred, from the bitterness, from the resentment. In the back of my mind, I heard him saying, and this is just the kind of man he was, like, don't do this for me. Like, you have stuff to do, you have responsibilities. Don't do this for me. You need to handle your responsibilities. So I made the decision, as difficult as it was, to just stay in Vegas, give speak on the panel, and support my coaches, and fly home the next day after celebration. So it was surreal because all during celebration, I'm sitting on the floor, like in the front row at Summit, and I'm on the phone, like taking phone calls and all this kind of stuff from stuff that's happening at home. So anyways, it's all over. I fly home. In his hospital room, like he was, I only saw him conscious one time. And that time he was like fighting the nurses. I don't even know if he knew that I was there. I don't even know if he knew who I was. And then he just, he was in such a state they just put him out. And you can hear the machines and his breathing, his labor, and everything. So we're in ICU and we're sitting down and I curl up and I fall asleep in this chair. And all of a sudden, it must have been like, I don't know, 4 in the morning or something. I just yanked out of sleep. And I saw him passing at that moment. Everybody else was asleep. My sisters were in the room and they were sleeping. I saw him passing at that moment. And so it just, I felt worse for my mom at this point because they've been married for like 27 years or something. It's a long time. But I'm saying all this to say that personal development and working on yourself is probably the most important thing you can do. And it has helped me in my journey. It's helped me come to the point where I just hope to have an okay marriage. Like my husband and I, we didn't have a good marriage for a long time. But it's helped me dream bigger. last month, the entire month of July, my husband and I were in, we took a 1-month trip to Italy. And because of Beachbody, I was able to do that and not worry about paying bills, not worry about money. My point is, like, just work on yourself. Allow the people that really believe in you to give you the inspiration. Lean on them for support. Lean on them for help. There was a few people in my life that told me that I could do it, that believed in me. One was the first coach that I ever talked to. The second one was a teacher that I had. The third one was my husband, and Barbie super believed in me. And believed in my ability to do it. And she told me, no, I believe in you to do it. So for all of you that think you're by yourself and think you're alone, that your family doesn't believe in this, they're telling you it's a scam, they're telling you you can't do it, they're telling you, oh, yeah, that Beachbody thing doesn't work, you know it's never going to happen for you. You don't need all those people. All you need is one person. Just concentrate on, focus on that one person that told you you could do it, that's telling you that you can do it. As humans, I think we tend to focus on the 10 people that tell us we can't do it versus the one person that's in our corner that's telling us we can do it. But we remember the 10. We don't focus on the one. I'm telling you, focus on the one. Focus on the one person that tells you you can do it and believe that and go for that, like wherever your dreams are. If I'm here, and there's a whole hell of a lot more stuff, but if I'm here on this stage and I'm doing this business and I have amazing, amazing friends, I have an amazing team behind me that I work with every day, and I treasure their friendship and this opportunity, anyone can do this. So don't let 10 people, the opinions of 10 people, deter you from chasing your dreams, whatever they are. Focus on the one person. Focus on the one.